Titus 2:12. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. God's grace not only forgives us, but instructs us. According to Titus 2:12, the grace of God trains believers to reject sin and to live in a way that reflects His character. In the original Greek, the word for self-controlled is sōphronōs, meaning with sound mind, self-discipline, and moderation. The word upright is dikaiōs, meaning justly, righteously, or in a morally right manner. Godly is eusebōs, meaning with reverence and loyalty toward God. To live this way in this present age is to follow Christ in a corrupt and sinful world, resisting its values and walking by the Spirit. Below are 14 complete scriptures that guide and explain how to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives. 1. Romans 6:13. Do not offer any part of yourself to sin as an instrument of wickedness, but rather offer yourselves to God, and offer every part of yourself to Him as an instrument of righteousness. A righteous life begins with surrendering every part of our body and will to God's purpose, not sin's control. 2. Galatians 5:22-23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Self-control is a fruit of the Spirit and a reflection of God's transforming work within, making us holy in attitude and action. 3. Philippians 2:15. So that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky. Living uprightly makes us a shining witness in a morally dark world, proving our identity as God's children. 4. 1 Thessalonians 4:7. For God did not call us to be impure, but to live a holy life. God's calling requires personal purity and holy conduct, living godly in a world that promotes unholiness. 5. 1 Peter 1:15-16. But just as He who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. For it is written, Be holy, because I am holy. God's holiness is the standard. A godly life imitates His character in every action, word, and thought. 6. 2 Peter 1:5-6. Make every effort to add to your faith goodness, knowledge, and to knowledge, self-control, and to self-control, perseverance. Spiritual growth includes disciplined living. Self-control is part of the journey from faith to maturity. 7. 1 Corinthians 9:25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. The discipline of a godly life is like athletic training. It requires focus and effort for eternal reward. 8. Titus 1:8. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. These traits define leadership, but every believer is called to display such virtues daily in public and private life. 9. 1 Timothy 4:7-8. Train yourself to be godly. For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things. Godliness is cultivated through spiritual discipline and has both present and eternal value. 10. Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. An upright life testifies of God's goodness and invites others to glorify Him. 11. Ephesians 5:15-16. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Wisdom and watchfulness are needed to live godly in a corrupt generation. 12. 2 Timothy 2:21. Those who cleanse themselves will be instruments for special purposes, made holy, useful to the master, and prepared to do any good work. Holiness prepares us for God's use. A godly life is a vessel for His kingdom. 13. Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Godly living flows from a transformed heart clothed in Christ-like virtues. 14. Hebrews 12:14. Make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. Holiness is not optional. It is the requirement for fellowship with God both now and forever. Conclusion. To live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age is the fruit of grace, the mark of spiritual maturity, and the path to eternal reward. The Spirit empowers us to resist worldly passions and to reflect Christ in thought, word, and action. God calls us to shine as holy lights in a darkened world. Amen.